Jusef, talk to me, damn it, or else I'm gonna throw you in the fire!
You stupid bitch, you filthy...
Welcome to Flower State of Fear, but with a twist. What's up? I have Brian and Jusef with me this week, and Jusef had a wild idea to do something different with the show this week. Hit us with what you were thinking.
I'm happy to come here and talk horror, but I missed the old days when we could just force each other to watch other movies. So my pitch to the boys was like, what if we picked or explored different genres, but we have to at least acknowledge or pitch how this movie would have worked inside of the horror genre. Now we, how my esteemed colleague said, a flimsy excuse.
Yeah.
To explore other movies. I feel like any movie could be a horror movie, but
I think it also opens up a lane because I think one of our hardest. This movie's different from what I would say. Like one of the hardest things we've ever challenged talking about was like comedies.
Yeah.
Because if you just earnestly talking about a comedy, you kind of just go around like that was a funny bit.
Yeah, you're just eventually repeating jokes to each other.
But most comedies change a couple lines in a script and some score. That's a horror movie, baby.
Yeah,
that's true.
That's true.
Absolutely. Especially if you start to add that romantic element, because so many things that are perceived as romantic in film are very upsetting.
Yeah. Especially in the 90s when everybody was taught that you just have to be persistent, but in a very aggressive way.
You know what? There's probably a movie that does it, like one joke or two, but there should be like a running gag in a movie where it's just like someone trying all the old tropes, but tropes of just from like random not rom-coms from like the early 2000s, 90s, 80s, and just be like, no, it worked, and there's something about Mary. I mean, that's the worst example, but like it worked. It worked in The Mask.
That was literally my joke about Obsession, where it was like, I saw the trailer and I was like, the most terrifying thing is a woman who acts like a normal man, like and just like a total psycho who won't take no for an answer.
I don't know if you guys talked about Obsession in the other.
No, I still have not seen Obsession.
No.
Oh, okay.
I'd imagine it's going to be on our thing in a couple weeks.
Waiting. I actually got excited when I saw Jusef watch it. I was like, "Ooh, maybe it made it to the Plex."
Well,
but
it's a great start. It's actually a good segue just to talk about like current topic. Like, it is a great little Cinderella, like the little engine that we're like, here, have another week in theaters. We're not going to go right to digital. I think they put the kibosh. I think they were like June 30th. We're hitting, digital. But
yeah,
I had
so many new movies are coming out now.
Such a strong run, though. But
solid, very funny. That's why.
Yeah, that's why I laughed out loud. It was a pretty crowded theater, and I had some like they're horror laughs. It's fun.
Yeah,
like it's clear, like they're in there, and it was like you'll know what we're talking about being vague, Brian. But there's like clearly moments where like
the idea, yeah,
like
I'm sure.
This is a comedic beat that like the
I've
director
seen a
wants
Final
you to
Destination movie. I know what comedy horror,
my
what
favorite
graphic
thing,
horror played for comedy beats is like.
My favorite thing about that with like because there was like messed up things in it and whatever, and like there was two guys sitting next to me, and they were talking to each other, but occasionally he would go, "Yo, she crazy," and I would hear it, and I would nod my head and be like, "Yeah, that was." I'd be like, "Yeah," or they'd be like, or he'd just be like, "Why doesn't he just get out of there?" Or whatever. Like, but like as low, not like movie theater talking, like low. And there was some exploitative said in those sentences without me saying them. And,
some ones that you don't feel comfortable repeating online, perhaps.
Just in life.
Nobody's
it's
watching.
Fine.
Go ahead.
But it was all appropriate. I'm just standing there like, yeah,
See how it feels. See, I just put one on. See how it feels.
This is a LaCroix.
It seems to be
Jusef.
the end goal of most conservative men is like to get to do it. That's all they want.
That's how we. It's it's wild. I didn't even say you guys knew exactly what I was talking about.
Of course.
But no,
Are we ready to make our right wing turn? Is Joe gonna say it? We're gonna make we're gonna shift rightward.
Me hanging out.
It was a very funny theater experience.
I hang out.
It was a very fun theater going experience with that.
I saw it in theaters because my parents were here, and we literally went to the movies 3 times.
Damn, that's awesome. What else did you see?
I saw Scary Movie, Backrooms, and Obsession.
Oh wow!
The only one I didn't see Backrooms because I just haven't gone there yet.
Solid.
I mean, summer's my hot time too. We've been at the theater almost every week. I was actually happy that it was like Disclosure Day and Toy Story back-to-back weeks to give me a break, because I'd been in the theater like 5 weeks in a row probably.
I feel like such a chud because I was like, I didn't go, but I was like, we gotta see Disclosure Day. How many more Steven Spielberg films are we gonna get in a movie theater?
I'm sorry, I could not get
late.
excited about Disclosure Day. I did not, it was not doing it for me. And the CGI Coke commercial looking ass shit that I kept seeing in the trailer, I was just not hyped for that at all.
For me, it's purely the Spielberg name.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I'm sure it has the magic, and I'm sure it's probably pretty good. But also at the same time, I was like, been a long time since I was in love with a Spielberg movie.
So I feel like a Spielberg we're only gonna get now post Disclosure Day, just historic biopic, historical dies.
Yeah. I mean, he's got a lot of years left. He could Ridley Scott for 10 or 15 more years, easy.
Yeah, that's true. Anyway, I mean,
at this point, I'm not making like I said, it didn't look bad or anything, but I could not get myself hyped enough to go to the theater.
No, the trailers were
not when I'd been to the theater so much too.
The trailers
I need a break.
Trailers were rough enough. I thought they were nothing sold yet.
Yeah, it didn't look good at all.
I couldn't get it.
It didn't give me when I saw it, I was like, this is not Eternal Sunshine for the Spotless Mind.
No, the magic's not.
No.
This is not Michel Gondry's 2004 masterpiece. I don't know. I was saying, I probably said easily giving this movie a 4 or 4.5 before I watched it again. And I don't know if it's just watching it through the lens of trying to pick out pieces that were negative, kind of made me put me in a headspace where I was kind of do I like this movie as much as I used to? But it's still a very well made.
I loved it.
The incredible cast, everybody at the height of their powers. Only person who's not the most famous they're ever gonna be is Mark Ruffalo. Everyone else is at the peak of their career. It's insane.
Spider-Man Dunce.
Yeah.
In the midst of Lord of the Rings, Elijah Wood, Jim Carrey, literally, in his early 2000s, where, we thought he was actually going to transition into being a good actor. It was,
Brian, I saw your Letterboxd rating of this.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, and I kind of, put it in my head before I watched. And this is where I put it on the 4 in that, but it's one where I'm like, if only they gave us in quarters. I want Letterboxd to give us quarters. Because I want to give it a 3.7. I want to give it a 3.7. 3.75.
I actually do think I bumped it up to 4 stars. I think my watch rating was 3.5, and then I think I went back and gave it that extra half star with a little.
To change it completely, you got to go to the diary, and it'll edit
you have to
everywhere.
I would have to change the entry, and I don't know if I did that.
But anyway,
but still, regardless,
it's a great movie. But yes, that is the big note you just had. Everyone is at the height of their not even just powers at this point.
Oh yeah.
And then if you go looking at Kaufman and Michel Gondry, it's for some reason it really sputters for the next 20 years after this fucking movie.
Yeah, I was gonna say you'd think based off of the back of this that Michel Gondry would have had the most insane career and gone to do on these big visually stunning no, not really.
I like Be Kind Rewind, but
I don't think I ever actually even saw it.
It's fun.
I remember
very fun.
when I was looking at the thing, I was like, oh yeah, Be Kind Rewind. I remember that movie. But somehow I don't feel like I ever got around to actually watching it.
his big budget movie is The Green Hornet for some reason.
Yeah.
And then it's just
again,
like
I feel like he was one of the early victims of that thing that we talk about, where like they're doing it with what's his name from Obsession. They're going to give him the Chainsaw franchise, and it's like, just let him do his own thing. Like, I don't want him
Green
tied
Hornet,
to an you don't have to tie him to an IP.
Green Hornet's almost 10 years post this movie. You can't really say
that's true. He hadn't really done much else. He was a music video guy. That's how he got his start, right?
And then I think he's just gone back to music. Like, there's some things in between post Green Hornet, but like it seems like all indies.
I think he's very like tied or married with Nine Inch Nails, was it, right? Like pretty much all the Nine Inch Nails stuff. The guy. I could be misremembering him, but yeah.
I got that shit right here. It's every artist. It's so many artists.
He just works with everybody,
It's like a lot of Bjork and like White Stripes and like that era of music video. Like, and then but then he got back with Jim Carrey to do Kidding. TV show,
that was a show.
Like
that's another
weird.
thing. Whenever you're looking at somebody on Letterboxd, it doesn't show their TV work, which I think is annoying. Like, we're the movie website, so we only show movies. Like, okay, but people do a lot of other work too.
It is surprising after like reading about a little bit about Michel Gondry in this movie, and it sounds like Jim Carrey was like, not many people liked working with him because like Jim Carrey, then he goes to work with Kidding later, he goes. Jim Carrey was through a deep depression during this movie, and Michel Gondry, just like a weird like French dude, was just like, "Oh, that's beautiful. Don't get help. You need to suffer. Like,
stay sad. It's good for the movie." And he definitely seems sad in the movie. That's true.
Stanley Kubrick bullshit mentality that.
And like
Jim Carrey, you have to actually feel it.
Well, and we know Jim Carrey feeds into that method shit too. They did that
Man on the Moon
documentary where they talk about what a douchebag he was.
Is this pre or post Man on the Moon?
Post.
I think this is first. Yeah, this is after. Okay.
Man on the Moon's 2001.
Oh, okay.
I believe.
That and
so he's still deep in his "I'm an actor" bullshit.
Yeah, because then I only knew that quote because it's in like whatever, and like Jim Carrey. I mean, it could have been a late night show. I didn't actually like see it, just read it, but he was like, fucked up business, isn't it? You know, like you being like, what do you mean?
That feels like
but then he would tell like Kate Winslet being like, Bigger, you're doing a comedy, and then be like, Jim, it's a hard drama what you do, you know.
Actually that's one of my notes in terms of like when I was watching the movie, but let me pitch real quick why I picked Eternal, and then just jump into it.
Please.
Like, I feel like obviously with within the actual movie there's a lot of horror, true horror in terms of like existential crises that is occurring with everybody, with every single character, because the doctor in the cycle of erasing people's memories and then still in the loop with Kristen Dunst finding out.
One of the horror things I noted about this movie was like being a woman in a universe where this technology exists. Like,
my main pitch was gonna be that. The main pitch was gonna be, which is already in the movie, which is like Elijah Wood utilizing that, but to like hiding it to the level
practicing
of
to be in Maniac, which he's gonna do in a couple of years,
pretty much
right?
Maniac, but with the ability of like manipulating and erasing people, and the pitch would be like almost like a Mysterio type movie, where Elijah Woods is manipulating the memories to take control of Jim Carrey and destroy his life.
Yeah,
and all
like
that
in
stuff.
my mind, where I thought this would go, like where I thought I would find the horror was more in the memory stuff of like re-experiencing the traumas and losing, and like I remember the whole thing about him losing her and that, but I guess I wasn't prepared for how much kind of like horror, like what I would call social horror, which is kind of a thing that's like popular now. They actually make whole movies about it now, like, but it's just kind of like part of the fabric of this one, you know.
The main thing that drew me was this real, like, very human existential horror of being forgotten. Like, I feel like, or forgetting or being forgotten, like almost like not amnesia, Alzheimer's disease.
Sure,
that's a true, like, very like grounded horror. Existential feeling that tomorrow I may not be who I am today, or somebody won't remember me. That's a very like deep.
Oh, terrifying!
Terrifying, and
one of the
Black Mirror did an episode where like people can delete you and block you, and nobody would see you or remember you.
I also wrote down. I thought one of the most brutal moments in the whole movie is when when the friend, which we didn't. I did want to mention. There's a couple great character actors here, but I won't stop right here. But his friend is like she almost meant to. What'd she say? She almost erased you on a lark, and I was like, that is the most brutal thing. The idea that like, it's kind of like that thing of like the split-second decision of a suicide. It's like you, in a moment, you decided to erase me. You know what I mean? Like it's
and
so flippantly,
when he's talking to the memory, and she's like, "I'm sorry, I'm very compulsive." It's like I'm very spontaneous. It's like that's actually like a very terrifying thing. But yeah, that's kind of like when I was like pitching this, like, oh, pick a movie that could be a horror. One of my, maybe I won't mention them, but most of them were like body existential horrors that are pitched like action or comedy. But yeah, this one I remember watching it when it came out. It was like peak film bro era of you're in your teens, and it's like, you gotta watch this movie, man. It's so deep. It's so, but at the same time, like I remember watching it, and it really struck a chord because it is one of my deepest seated fears, and its memory. It's like, because that's truly where you live. It's in the memory. Like, obviously we're here, but like my memory of you guys is what's keeping you guys alive in my head.
Yeah, of course.
So it's like, it's very, very creepy in that sense that somebody can just delete you.
Well, this movie, someone can just delete you, but also like this movie also comments on like the characters have such like hasty and like hashed decisions too to do this deletion. Yeah, which is also terrifying. Like, because the whole time you're wondering, guys, it's been forever since I've seen this. I saw it when I was peak film.
Well over 10 years since I've seen this.
I saw it when I was peak film bro, like high school, like maybe freshman year of high school. Maybe a little earlier, but what I'm getting at is like you're waiting and you're hanging on at least the whole time of like, what was her reasoning for deleting him out of her memory, and it's like and his is a bad reason too. Like, it's the worst reason of, he's boring. I don't like who I'm in. It's just like, let me break up with you. And it's a bad breakup, and this is a shit month of my life getting over you. I don't know how long breakups take like that. It's just like, that's why you wanted to delete the whole memory out?
Yeah.
That's crazy. That's horrifying.
No, truly it is. But it does add that beautiful element, or that, well, in Kristen Dunst it's not a beautiful element, but at the same time it's like, it is.
Well, even her,
like how like energies or personalities or the universe or whatever you want to call it, kind of, you gravitate to certain people, and you'll always connect.
That's the whole thing with her, Joel and Clementine too, is like that's what we're getting back around to, is they kind of
she's like,
but I definitely like the idea of that they explore of like the immediate regret. Like, you think, I want to forget this person, I want them out of my life, I wish I never met them, but then like you lose the good with the bad, you don't, and it's all part of the experience. And there's moments immediately as soon as he's in a happy memory, he's like, wait, not this one, I just want to let me keep this one, but can't do it.
In the body horror of waking up mid procedure and nobody notices.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys have ever experienced that kind of like sleep paralysis type, where like you kind of know you're asleep and you're trying to wake up and force your eyes open like that. I had
sleep paralysis for years. Like,
oh yeah,
like to a horrifying standpoint in my early 20s, like, or frequently enough.
Ooh, that's terrifying.
Yeah, but it got to a point though where like how like Joel opens his eyes and all that. Yeah. Where I would recognize it was so frequent, I would recognize it and still be like creeped out, but like, all right, this is what's going on. You'll get out of it. And the worst part is, because you can never like, for myself in it, you can never like get your arms up. Like, you want to get your arms
you're like
up
pinned to the bed, like
and you'd wake up and you'd be perfectly still. Like, that was always the kicker. And then when I first started dating Laura, it was still in college, and we were like taking a nap. This is all probably just bad REM cycle with like drinking and things like that. But we were like taking a nap on the couch, and she was like, "Your eyes just started like convulsating, and your body was like, I didn't know what was going on." I'm like, "Oh, I was having sleep paralysis, but I'm able to confirm things are happening while this is going on with you there." And I would say since senior year of college, it's very infrequent, but it'll still like hit like real.
Yeah, I mean, I've definitely not with that sort of frequency, but I've definitely had that happen too, and I definitely could relate to that kind of like struggle to release yourself, you know.
Mm-hmm. It's you can't do anything that you were in a dream, but I definitely got to the point where I could recognize it in the dream of like, okay, this is a dream. It's not like how like I remember like some jackass was like, you ever just want to hack in and like lucid dream and like figure that out? I'm like, no, because it don't work like that.
Yeah, that's not how it works.
That's for it might be someone's lying to you if you could do that, I would imagine. But
And you go on a rant against Native Americans and their beliefs. Now's the time.
That's not what I was getting at. That's not what I was getting at. But also, like, I mean, this movie, speaking of like lucid dreaming,
was going to be the next conservative.
Yeah, talking about like lucid dreaming and all this stuff. This movie is very like similar bones, or like is doing what something like Vanilla Sky wanted to do.
Yeah, I could see some. Yeah,
right, like within the stream world and like different life. But this is really just living through his memories. I mean, that's a bulk of our movie.
Yeah. It doesn't have that kind of the like confusion of a dream. You know, it's still pretty linear. You know, we're just kind of like
it's a dream,
backwards through his memories, and like sometimes it does flow in and out of itself, but it doesn't have that like confusion that you get from a dream where things just don't make sense or kind of like don't quite relate.
Yeah, because technically it's not a dream; it's visiting memories.
It's his memory.
The only moment I really felt like that type of like confusion and dream is when he revisits a memory that is already deleted. And the faces are blurred out, and it doesn't make sense. And he tries to see Elijah Wood's face.
It keeps turning him around, and it's not. Yeah, you can't see him.
Yeah, that's a good scene.
Yeah,
but yeah.
Absolutely.
So the crux of the movie is Clementine, out of nowhere erases Joel, and then Joel, spur of the moment, like, I can't handle being erased, which the business model doesn't make sense at all, because you get deleted and you show up and it's like, what's happening now? Like, exactly what Joel did.
Yeah, and they basically just like send postcards to your friends that are like, don't mention like, Joel anymore.
The person being deleted is still there. They're still gonna call her and
so that's like, the big hole.
What the fuck? What do you mean you don't remember me?
Like, Joel can't be the first person who like realized that a person they had been involved with had like, you know what I mean? Like, he can't be the first person who showed up was like that. That has to happen like all the time, right?
And that's such a great scene where David and I don't know her name from Frasier.
Oh yeah, Jane Addams is the actress.
Yeah. Low key, like
fighting in front of him.
Really like Jane Addams.
He's like, he's like, fuck you. I'm gonna tell him. Like, what the fuck?
Oh, I wrote down. I was like, not only the most rational person in the movie. If this were a horror movie, David Cross would be like the final girl. He'd be like Ripley. he sees through the bullshit. Like, he's awesome. Also, in relatively talking about Clementine and talking about this movie. And different ways that could relate to horror. Like I said, I was constantly like kind of looking at it through that lens. A movie about a succubus who's like a manic pixie dream girl who kind of like, you know, like Joel was saying about her, like, you know, kind of get you hyped up and makes you think everything's always cool and fun, and you know, everything's just a dream, and it's all fun and games all the time. But like slowly, she's actually like sucking the life from you. You know.
Yeah.
I do think Gone Girl kind of touched on that a little bit. The idea of the cool girl who's like really more of a monster. You know.
Yeah, that's a Gone Girl. I mean, this is like this movie, and like also more so Gone Girl.
What was it called, that one?
The anti.
Days of Summer. What is it?
Oh yeah,
500 Days of Summer.
Yeah, kind of like that.
The anti-manic pixie dream girl, right? Like that's like they lull you in and like
I guess Gone Girl, she's more like the cool. She's not like other girls, and then Manic Pixie Dream Girl is definitely much more Clementine, where she's like it's all like kind of artsy and flighty and like creative. I like the creativity. I liked how her hair was called Blue Ruin. I was like, oh, that's a good movie.
There's a lot of everything they said of her hair. I'm like, that's a movie.
Brian. I fucking love that movie.
Yeah, Blue Ruin's probably his best one.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, you know what jumped out at me first with this too, and this like horror thing is like their intro on the train is straight up something you don't see here in like even like comedy movies. It is a sitcom score.
Oh, the like
they're playing like a like bump bum 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 bum. You know, it's very like oh.
Well, that we can touch on. That kind of my first what I would say was like a cringe horror moment of this movie was just the kind of like twee ass Garden State early 2000s a big budget studio movie that's trying to feel like an indie kind of like I was just like oh there's a little bit of like that kind of spread pretty thick here.
Yeah,
it's not a bad movie.
Like,
it's just
almost like every time you're outside of the
time, you know.
Whenever you're outside of the dream, it feels kind of like that, like what you're trying to say. Whenever it's inside of the dreams, it feels more like, oh, this is what it was meant to be, what it was meant to look like, what it's meant to feel like. And whenever they're like doing, and which is not badly made at all, but whenever they're doing like their
but it does feel it's like they were just matching the style of the time.
Yeah, whenever they're doing like that reconnection with him and her, it does have like a. And maybe it was on purpose. Maybe not. Maybe I'm giving them too much credit, which we're saying like maybe they were trying to recreate that or make fun of that type of.
Well, I think too because we don't know at the beginning that that's actually their second. They're like meeting after the memory erasure. Yeah. So like it's supposed to present to us as very kind of like genuine and fun. Not know, and then it's going to be revealed as the movie goes on.
I can't believe
and then you get to watch that scene in a different way, and despite the like kind of poppy music, you're like, no, this is fucked up.
Yeah, I watched this movie with my mom and my wife while they were here because my mom. The reason why I love movies so much is because of my mom. My dad would rent movies with her, and he would pass out, and then it was just me, my mom, and my brothers watching movies, and him snoring, almost like he was the original Hans Zimmer with the score in the background. But I was watching it with her, and she hadn't seen it ever before, and then she hadn't caught on that it was the second loop. And then they were going to the beach, and Jim Carrey's like, "Here it is, our first encounter." And my mom looks at me and is like, "That's not a train. What do you mean it's the first encounter?" And I just looked at her and I just kept watching the movie. like you're gonna have to catch up. Like I'm not gonna.
Hopefully by the time we get back around, you'll figure it out.
Yeah, you'll figure it out.
Oh. And I was definitely that person during this. I'm like, wait a minute, are they in the car together at the end?
He's like, when she got him, he's like, oh, it's a cycle. It's a cycle. It's cyclical. And I was like, yeah.
Yeah. Even Kirsten Dunst. Everyone's
the beginning is the end.
She's so good in this.
But that's the other thing in this movie. I know you guys just kind of spoke about it. The procedure doesn't make. I don't like not the citizens of death. The procedure of like, what if my mom calls and goes, "Oh, how's Brian?" And you're like, "I don't know, Brian. What are you talking about?"
She would have got a postcard.
Like they sent out these cards or whatever, but they missed like the guy in his building who clearly knows them both. Like they didn't bother to send him a card. Like,
yeah,
how many you send out? Who would you send them to? No, I did write down. I was like, the sci-fi in this movie is like Inception. It's more like magical realism than it is science fiction. It's just kind of like it's just like whatever. It works if it works for the movie. That's what. And the thing is, it doesn't work. Like Kirsten Dunst obviously is like just right back where she was.
Yep.
Clementine's brain is clearly like rejecting it and like flipping out because Patrick keeps kind of reminding her of things she's supposed to have forgotten by bringing Joel's
Yeah,
shit
he keeps,
into
like,
he,
kinda
you
like
know,
Joel
he's like
cutting her
using
brain.
Joel's stuff to manipulate her, but that's probably like activating stuff in her brain.
Well, he's
also.
He's the biggest horror character.
Well, right,
of the
he's
movie.
legitimately a psychopath.
I mean, yeah, he's the horror movie. You know what scene also is like a horror movie, like not a horror movie, but at least like horror for me. When she enters well, it happens in the car too, but it's a little bit more extreme because obviously Joel is like jaded and hurt and vindictive when he's taping the reason why he's deleting her.
Oh, sure.
And she's in the room with him, and like he's giving her a glass of water, and out loud,
And
they're
it's going,
feeling
it's
the
playing,
the true feelings of him.
Yeah,
And
I
he's
definitely
like,
wrote that down. Basically, all your worst fears about
All
how
your
you're
worst
perceived,
fears.
basically being confirmed by a person that you thought you just met and liked and stuff. It's
and he's like, I don't know what it would. I don't know why I would say that. I don't
He's like,
think that about
I don't think that's true.
I don't feel that
She's
way. I
like,
would
I'm
never
not
feel
like
that
that. I was like, I can't imagine you would be. It's so funny. I did want to say, I want to go back to Kirsten Dunst real quick because as we I don't want to skip past talking about it. She has some incredible scenes in this. The scene where like she has a great scene where she plays stoned. I love when she's playing stoned, and I love her trying to be intellectual with Tom Wilkinson is just so good.
So
she's
smart.
really great in those moments. Like she isn't
You're
in the
so
movie
smart.
a ton, but she's such a crucial part of it, you know.
I really love because obviously like that also can be like a horror movie. A guy and have you guys seen Blink Twice or something like that?
Oh yeah,
Don't Blink Twice.
yeah,
Don't Blink Twice.
yeah.
Channing Tatum one.
Channing Tatum one. Nah, yeah, I don't think I watched that. The
You
island.
watched it?
They go to his
this
island.
one,
Yeah.
now that I think about it, Kristen Dunst's scenario kinda is the same as Don't Blink Twice.
Okay, I could see that. Yeah.
In that they're pretending that they've never met or they've never hooked up or whatever, and then horrible shit happens, and then they erase their memories and everything happens again. So Kristen Dunst's scenario can fully be
Yeah, that already is a horror. Like people have
whole
already
horror
kind of
movie,
like delved into that as a horror premise. Well, like I said, definitely like just being a woman with this technology around is so dangerous. Like you've got these guys like obviously the stuff with Tom Wilkinson, you know, we find out that he's doing the same thing, you know, he's wiping this girl's memory and then continue to let her work there. That seems
it's crazy.
That seems great. Again, that's the
It's
thing
sick.
of like what we talked about with Patrick's doing. Like you are stimulating that. Like you got to get a clean break, or you're just gonna like work back up all the stuff you wiped out.
I can't believe, especially how she's being portrayed and pitched, that the wife fine, she forgave her. People are allowed to forgive, but she forgave her and she was like cool with her still working at the fucking office.
Yeah, like it's not going to happen again. Or it sounds
all I
like
can
it's
think
the
is that
third
just
time.
like Kirsten Dunst, the wife really had faith in the process. She's like, no, that shit works. If you wipe her mind clean, she can work there safely. It'll never happen again. There'll be no memory. Which also, how does that work? All you do is reset to when she first was attracted to him. All the same stuff that attracted her in the first place is still there.
Yeah.
Like,
What?
That's blaming the woman. See?
Do you guys
Like
believe?
woman on woman hate.
Do you guys believe
God?
Mark
Yeah, let's
Ruffalo?
talk about it.
that's a great question, because I had the same thing. I was like, is Mark Ruffalo doing the same thing essentially as Patrick? He claims he's not.
I actually believe, at least in the performance of like what he's doing, I actually believe him of like, nah, I just didn't even know you went through. I just he worked here and this
I
happened.
think like the
and-
story he gives her is pretty genuine.
Yeah,
Now,
it felt
here's the thing:
good.
I believe movie Mark Ruffalo, but if that was a guy in real life, I don't think I would believe it.
Fair, great. Mark Ruffalo's also doing his best like Johnny Knoxville cosplay.
He does look a lot like John. It's the tall hair. He's got that
Yeah.
tall hair going.
Like tight fit. It's I said earlier. So this is
The
very
underwear,
living in
too.
2003. You just need the shins playing when they're not in the dreams, and like
If that's the song they were dancing to on the bed, that we'd be like right in. Like I said, Garden State wheelhouse.
The other horror element that I picked up on and when I say that I picked it up on is because I literally just thought about it right now. Is that having to work with that coworker that you fucking hate, that always just keeps talking, and like you just have to be in their presence and just listen to them because you have to fucking work with them. Like the ledger would just like, I have a girl. Yeah, I'm gonna have
Dude,
to be my
he's
woman.
like the movie's about obviously our main characters. He's a sociopath. Everyone other than
Everybody fucking
like Jim Carrey is the least interest or Joel is the least interesting character in the movie.
Yeah, by a lot. Well,
And
also the
it's
thing
like,
with Patrick, what
Mark
I think is
Ruffalo
really
is like trying to set up everything, and he's like, yeah, okay, cool.
I think is really funny about Patrick too is like he can't even hold it together for like 2 days. Like
No.
by the time like Clem's already annoyed with him and he's all clingy and weird and like, oh, just tell me what's wrong and I'll fix it. It's just such a, like you
came
can
in
tell
so
why
hot.
he has to like go to these extremes to even get somebody to be around him, you know?
And
Yeah.
and trying to recreate like those special memories, like the obviously
I
like
love that. It felt like that moment in Groundhog Day where he's trying to recreate the snowball fight, like all these genuine moments, and he's like desperately grasping at them. Like,
dude, that's like I thought about it when I was like thinking about horror movies. That's like the top. That could be like the
oh
the
yeah, I mean,
worst
well they
horror
did it
movie
right.
ever.
That's what's the one with the girl? They did
No,
Groundhog Day
no.
horror movie.
But it would be Bill Murray just doing horrible shit because he knows that he's gonna die and wake up.
Yeah, I think like a real horror, like not a horror comedy, like a true just horror around
sure,
that. I'm
yeah.
sure it exists. I'm sure it
Happy Death Day is like she's trying to survive.
Yeah,
But if
horror
you
movie.
flip it, like he's the horror villain that he knows that everything's gonna reset, so he can get away with anything.
yeah,
and
he's
create it.
just doing like horrible psycho shit. I've always maintained that. There's definitely some Bill Murray. Bill Murray did some murders. Bill Murray did some essays, and he did some R's, and he did.
He
I
lived
mean,
like
If he got all the way to where he killed himself, I guarantee you he did crimes too.
He
He did-
killed himself multiple times. Yeah,
I
Yeah.
think he like says like I think they filmed some of that stuff and like it's on the cutting room floor.
Yeah.
He also
I
in
think he has
the
a
was it
tone.
Gra-
Harold Ramis knew the tone.
I think
I
he
think
was
it might-
out with the cops. That's one of the
Yeah.
things that they cut. Yeah.
I think like
Yeah.
it's one of those movies where like they kind of said or like Ramis or someone was like, oh no, it's supposed to be like lifetimes he lived in
Oh, yeah,
that loop.
absolutely.
It's not just
Yeah, no,
this is a year of his life.
just learning the piano the way that he's playing, that would have been years and years
Yeah.
of him practicing.
Easily
yeah.
10,000 hours of practice, probably, to get that good, you know?
I guess what's the horror version of that, but it's not. It's changing timeline, but it's the butterfly effect that we
Ooh,
covered.
baby, the butterfly effect. Woo!
Edgelord cinema.
The best.
Butterfly effect.
Strangling with the Brian and I had a fun conversation with that
Yeah,
one.
the butterfly effect is a wild movie.
Dude, that one, not to revisit it, but that one was also part of my. Well, you gotta watch it, and I remember.
Oh yeah,
It was
watching
mind blowing
and
at the
being like,
time, absolutely.
what
I was middle school,
fucking
and it was the
people-
right age to be like, wow, this is fucking
Well,
sick.
because the aesthetic is super. It's like
Super middle
Attitude
school.
Era fucking aesthetic. It's got like the aesthetic of WWE. Like
I
I remember because this is like pre like internet days. The rumor of like, oh, there's that alternate ending that you won't fucking believe.
And I think the movie we probably talked about this time. It benefits like the general public from having the happy ending where they like walk past each other and it's like okay, because it makes you go, wow, they went through all that fucked up shit, but it all worked out. Comparatively to like the baby strangling an umbilical cord, like
strangling himself with an umbilical cord.
that
is so
doesn't
good.
that box office just goes. Ooh.
I love in the early 2000s, the edgiest thing you could do was like a dead baby. Like Hollywood caught up to dead baby jokes in the early 2000s, and you had like Dawn of the Dead zombie baby. You had a fucking butterfly
That was
effect
in the
strangle
unrated-
itself baby.
That was in the unrated version too.
That's what I'm saying. They were edging. They couldn't quite pull the trigger on the baby stuff, but every dude who was making movies had grown up in the 90s, so they all had dead baby jokes on the brain.
I'm so happy we got Flyover Stereo Film again, man. We were just talking.
It's nice.
Fun.
Yeah, we're definitely we're off track just a touch. It's fine though.
Swap the logo back in.
Put that dog in the beer and the fucking airplane.
Can we talk about real quick? Here's another thing I thought would maybe be like horror or cringe or uncomfortable is the scene where he like puts himself back as a child with his with his mom. Really
That's
cool,
the biggest comedy of the...
Yeah, really cool scene, and I think the one thing that hurts it is it's the scene that Jim Carrey most acts like Jim Carrey, and the whole movie is him being such a sad sack that, like, seeing him kind of goof around feels really out of place to me. Like, I really like the idea of the scene and, like, the way it's used, and, like,
you know what,
the
Brian,
big sets that make him look like a little baby and stuff are great. Like,
that's such a great point because... I like I said, I probably watch it at least once a year since it came out because it's truly one of my favorite movies. Like I really enjoy it. I don't think it's like
it's
the best
good. It's
movie
really
ever.
good. I don't mean to.
I was glad you picked it up. I just got it on a Grub sale, like one of the last batches
It's a fun movie to watch every now and again. But there is something about that scenes that I couldn't put a finger on it, and I think that's it because the entire thing, like you really do buy into Joel. I'm not that type of reviewer or movie watcher that's like, I forgot I was watching an actor. I'm not, but I was really like buying into like the character of Joel. As and yeah, and those moments you're like, oh yeah, it's Jim Carrey. Like, oh Jim Carrey.
Yeah, exactly. It felt the most gimmicky. It felt the most like Dr. Robotnik. You know,
all these years watching this movie, and I never like.
See, that's why That's why you needed this show, baby. It's beautiful.
I'm glad I'm back.
It's getting the valves get vibrating.
What's the line?
It's the hands.
What's the line of Jim Carrey in this playing Joel and like being sad sack, but like you said, like he kind of comes on it to then like I don't know, like 7 years, not even later, doing the number 23.
The number I remember being hyped for the number 23 too. Man, that was a burn. That was a bad burn.
Disclosure needed a trailer like number 20.
Yeah, number 23 had a killer trailer.
But he's playing the same line in Joel in that movie.
Yeah, he does have that same kind of sad sacky vibe to him in that one.
The problem wasn't Jim Carrey. The problem was it was a fucking horrible movie.
Oh, it's a terrible movie.
Yeah, terrible script.
Virginia Madsen's just doing her best.
And it had a P.O. box. So it's like Hook, right? It was something about a P.O. box or something. Am I misremember?
No, you're thinking of the Butterfly Effect.
No, there was something about him staking out a P.O. box because...
Oh, yes, you're right. No, he does watch like a post office and it's
I
like...
had a website called Why I Love Movies, okay? You don't question me.
I'm not going to get this wrong. No. But, okay, let's kind of go back a little bit to this. But then the Kate Winslet end of it all. Like, she is playing against type.
Yeah,
and she's doing a great job. Like she gets a nomination.
Well, I think I called her a manic pixie dream girl and stuff, but I think the movie does a cool thing where they start off making her unlikable. You know what I mean? Like, because you're at the end of the relationship and you're working backwards, so all the early memories are horrible. They're all fights and shitty things and shitty. So she has to like be so endearing that she kind of like breaks through that, and I think she does a good job, even though sometimes those characters can be a little aggravating, you know what I mean? Like
it really
like
does
Natalie
take a type
Portman
of,
in Garden State, people kind of
Yeah.
rag on that performance a little bit.
It takes a type of person to really, and obviously like we know Kate Winslet is an amazing actor, but to not become a parody within a parody, because at the end of the day, even though it's his memories, is still his lens through her. So obviously they're heightened to a certain level because of one, he is jaded and he is angry at her. So some of those memories are tainted, and two, he's still like, and then towards the end he is like love goggles again. Mm-hmm. Those memories are also tainted through him like trying to preserve her and trying to keep her.
Right,
So
the Clementine
he
you're
does
seeing
play-
in those moments isn't real. That's his like perception of her.
Well, that's
but
everything.
also
The
at the
memory.
same,
It's what Tom Wilkins says.
Yep.
yeah. But at the same time too, I was like, part of what played into what I was talking about, where it's like, he's in the early memories where he's only remembering the negative and the worst parts. He sees her, you know, as such a shrew and whatever. But as it goes on, not only is he like obviously, you know, falling back in love and remembering all the good times and wanting to keep her around, but also his perception of his version of her is more proactive and more competent. It's like it's all the things that Joel needs. And she represents that in the moment. He's still a pathetic sad sack, but even in his own mind, there's like a response from his brain, and that takes the form of her. She's the one grabbing him and like coming up with ideas on where to hide in different memories and this, that, and the other. And it's like, that's all him, but it's like, because of the way he perceives her, she takes
movie,
on
man.
that strength.
It's
Like,
a good
yeah,
fucking movie.
it's a pretty good fucking movie, guys.
You could say it's a little good. It's a little complex.
Listen, I don't want to say it's one of the best movies of the early 2000s, and that was a tough time.
I think it is.
Yeah, it probably is.
It's strongly
It's probably like definitely in the top 20, you know?
Yeah.
Pretty good. That's
I'm
why.
talking about like 2000 or 2005.
Like, let's say, yeah, easy. Oh, if you're cutting it all the way to 2005, I'd probably top 10.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah.
I think.
Well, the early half of the decade.
Yeah, I was saying, like, I was gonna say, if in the whole decade,
Especially
Full decade. I was in the top 20.
especially
Yeah.
if we like ignore fucking international movies, because who gives a fuck, right?
yeah, you know, no, real movies are made in America, baby.
America.
Yeah,
Okay.
Jusef. I don't even know what you're bothering coming in here with
Come
even
on,
that.
Joe, come on. Before we leave today, Joe's gonna be our next talking head.
Will he say it?
Money.
That should be on Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. Could it be horror? Also, will he say it?
Yeah, I'm gonna write that down.
Will he say
Every episode, is he gonna say it?
it? And then we actually do the clip thing that you wanted to do, but it's just you almost saying.
You know what? This movie didn't have any. It's people.
It's a very white
It's white
movie.
cast.
Well, look at
Mark
the writer,
Ruffalo
dude.
is. Mark Ruffalo is.
The writer is so white
darkest.
that he made a movie where it's only played by two people, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, adaptation, and apparently Nick Cage was like the top consideration over Jim Carrey.
No, not adaptation. Amelia, what's it called? What is it?
Amelie.
Amelie.
Oh yes, I forgot he did
Two
Amelie.
actors, yeah. And I really like I know we should talk about Kaufman's Trajectory, but I really love the one with Jesse Buckley, the one from Netflix.
Which one?
I think,
Which like
I think
show? Or...
I think something. It's a long ass title.
Oh yeah, I didn't. I know what you're talking about. I didn't watch that one, but I do remember that.
Is actually very reminiscent to this one actually. It's
Yeah,
very
I could see that.
somewhere in the
Because
same
that's
city.
Kaufman, the Schenectady, New York guy, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
I'm thinking of ending things.
that's what it was. I always have a hard time with long titles too. It's like if a title's got more than 4 words, I'm probably not gonna be able to remember it.
Yeah, I barely remember what I did yesterday.
One thing when I was like watching this movie and trying to pick out things that were horror but in different ways, I did think about a boomer horror movie that was all about millennial work ethic, because they're just like jump, dance, underwear party and drinking beer and smoking weed, and it's like supposed to be a medical procedure. And I was like, this is what boomers think millennials do when they're work at home. Like this is why they want to get you in the office,
Working from home.
because they think this is what work from home is.
I mean, this is extreme. It kind of sometimes is.
Listen, I'm not saying you can't work in your underwear and have a dance party with a braless Kirsten Dunst, but
Take a shit while
Is
you're
that an
on a
option?
Zoom call.
No, I like.
I didn't.
It is
do
a
that.
very like. It is a Gen X like
Gen X,
pinpoint,
elder millennial, yeah, for sure.
elder millennial trickling into like people start using the term millennial if they don't have the time for
Oh
it.
yeah,
right?
I don't think we were saying millennial when this movie was out. Definitely not.
No, but Gen X, like I think I'm just looking at like the Kate Winslet just screams like well, can't call me an emo yet, but I'm working to getting that terminology going.
Yeah,
Like
it feels
the actors are
like
all
Charlie
a little bit
Kaufman.
older, but they're essentially all, aside from Joel, they're all playing people my age. Like I was like, when this movie came out, I'm like 23, 24.
It's early 20s.
You know,
I mean, look at, Kirsten Dunst is what? Supposed to be probably like 19 in this movie?
Yeah, early 20s. Not out of college, definitely. Not 22 yet.
No.
Feels like
Mark Ruffalo's
like,
23,
Yeah,
as
Elijah
a character.
Wood is 14.
Yeah, it's Charlie Kaufman was like at his local mall and just buying some Aunt Annie's, and he just walked past Hot Topic and he was like, "What is this? What is Hot Topic?" And he just saw a few customers. He's like, "I got in a character idea now.
Yeah, uh-huh. Mm-hmm.
I know what I'm writing."
Well, apparently, there is some controversy around with Kaufman and the dude who came up with this story, and I think Kaufman just like reworked it, like didn't thank him when he won his Oscar, didn't do any of that. He's like, I don't care. The Pierre Bismuth, yeah,
I feel like one. All right, hot take. This is kind of like people that make them.
Here it comes.
It's like when people like complain when you're like, "Oh, you didn't pick me as your bridesmaid," or why am I not the best man? It's like it's not about you. Or it's like, why didn't you call me to tell me that you were pregnant? Like, bitch, I'm the one pregnant. Like, who gives a fuck?
Yeah.
He won the Oscar. Who cares? But also,
Like when my
in
mom
Hollywood,
got mad
there's
at
a
me
lot of-
because I didn't tell her I lost my job. I was like, I'm fucking got other shit on my mind.
yeah.
Right?
Why are you making it about?
This is a
me?
long time ago, guys. I have a job. I'm fine.
I was like about to say, Brian, what the fuck?
Sorry, I didn't mean. I realized immediately the way that sounded. That's
But
Jusef's in here bragging about his fucking promotions, and I'm fucking panhandling.
I talking about. Wait, let's hit pause on my hot take. Talk about fucking corporate America nowadays realizing that Gen Z and Gen X need like promotions to feel validated. Talk about the most bullshit ass promotion that I got. Associate director to the accounting department. What the fuck am I gonna what?
When you
the
said that,
business title,
I
what
wanted to
business title
ask
I'm
you.
putting that on?
I couldn't come up with a way to ask you, is this a real promotion or like a bullshit lateral move?
It's I got a raise and I got more responsibility.
That's the right there's the facts. If it's a real promotion, if there's a monetary gain.
Yeah, I got a raise.
Yes.
I
Then
got
it's a real
raise.
promotion.
I got a raise and I can put director on my resume.
If
now.
it's just a title and a little bit more work, then it's bullshit.
Yeah, it's
but if you
bullshit.
actually got money,
yeah,
that's
but
fair.
the hot take is like in Hollywood, especially, there's a lot of like accredited writers and accredited story by, and sometimes it's just a fucking pitch, and they just have to give you the credit, or otherwise they're gonna end up in a lawsuit. So why the fuck? He probably wrote the entire fucking script, did everything for the movie to become what it is. He just gave him like the core idea. Why would he need to fucking give you the thanks to saying like? It's kind of like all the things that we said here in the horror, like pitching horror. We're not gonna sit down and write the fucking script and make it work.
No, but I swear to God, if I see a script that even resembles one of my ideas,
Guys, I will tell you my note for
Get the
every one of
lawyers.
these episodes. It's gonna be the same note. Let's just change the score and make it a horror movie.
no, that's true.
Same
Oh,
script,
I mean,
change the score.
Especially the Patrick scenes, you wouldn't need to do
yeah.
very much. You know, a little
It's
bit
filmed
of
so
like I said, a little
darkly,
bit
the
of film
Patrick
movie.
scene.
Like the reveal where he's got all Joel's like stuff in his bag was like super creepy shit. Like a very off-putting, very unsettling.
I'm very happy that Elijah did Manic because I love Elijah Wood. I saw him once in an airport and I said, Elijah Wood. And he said, yeah. And we just kept walking past. And
That's
I know
cool.
That's awesome. Hell yeah.
and I know that's his favorite fan interaction of all time, probably. Not to make it about me. But
yeah, he remembers. He's probably right now on a podcast being like, I saw Jusef in an airport once.
yeah.
Good to see
but no.
Elijah. I mean,
Yeah, Elijah Wood. And he's like, yeah. And but I love Elijah Wood, but he does have like a creepy phase. There's so he could easily be like a horror icon if he wanted, like a horror villain type thing if he wanted
I mean,
to.
Sin City, he's great in Sin
Maniac.
City.
Maniac.
We talked about Maniac. He's not the horror, but Call Me Daddy is such a good, like, little weird thriller that he's in.
I love Call Me Daddy.
Call Me
yes.
Daddy's so good, very underrated.
So,
I've never seen it.
Ooh,
so good.
Ooh, I think we just came up with an episode.
But that's a horror movie. That's a legit
Yeah,
episode. You
that'll
should
be
watch.
straight up.
Oh,
horror,
he
baby.
loves horror. He loves horror. Like you could tell, just like
Oh
as an
yeah.
actor.
Well, he was just
like,
in Ready or Not too.
Yeah, he was funny. I think I had
He had
a good time with
a real
him.
fun
Talk
part
about
on that.
waiting for it to hit our website. That's the one that I'm waiting for.
It's on there.
Oh,
Go
it's up
for it.
there.
It's on there.
It's up there.
That's how I saw it.
Yeah.
It's been up there. I did just pick up the
They Will
Blu-ray
Kill You's
though.
on there too. Did we talk about that? That's a fun
Which
one
one?
too.
You and I chatted about it.
We
I think,
chatted about
last
it,
week.
okay.
Yeah.
Which one?
They Will Kill You with Zazie Beetz.
Oh, that's a HBO Max. I saw it. It's very good.
Yeah,
I
similar.
gotta
It
watch
has
that.
similar vibes to Ready or Not, but different enough to enjoy them both.
That's what my letterbox says. Fuck the haters that are saying that it copied Ready or Not because this fucking movie is.
No, it's more just a bad choice of putting them out so close together. But you know,
You say
Real
both
deal.
of you saw it?
No, I didn't see
They Will Kill You. I've seen it. Yeah.
Okay.
I think I watched it twice actually. It's pretty good.
I get
we're
it
good.
on this weekend. Yeah.
We're good.
But no.
Any
So
other
any
thoughts about
any other thoughts on
Infernal?
Infernal?
Do you
Thank
guys
you,
wanna
Jusef.
pitch your movies for the next iteration of This Is Not Flowers Show?
You know, I want to think on it a little more myself.
Ryan, do you have-
I mean, I have a couple ideas. One, I think that you might have already touched on, and that is Big. I think Big is a great one. Not just the body horror element of it, but there's a child kidnapping element to that movie as well that kind of flies under the radar.
That movie.
Not to mention the predatory relationship with the lady.
Hey, that movie, you think the whole time of the mother, or at least the whole family, is just living in a different movie.
Oh, that's a horror movie.
Oh yeah, they're having like
finding your
ransom. Ransom is going on at their house. You know.
They are
Oh
distraught.
my
They
God.
can't go to work.
Joe, I've
Bills
never
are
seen
being
it that
missed.
way. I've never seen it that way. That's true.
I've always, that's not a new thought.
He's
Like,
jumping on his
Yeah,
huge warehouse apartment,
His
and her mom is like fucking
weeping
crying
and
herself.
Probably
to
little
sleep.
Josh Baskins. They should have done a thing where Tom Hanks is all goofy and he grabs a milk carton, but his own face is on it. They might actually
You know
that
what
might
they
actually
should've
be in the
done? They
movie. I haven't
should've
seen
done
it in a long time.
Like a picture, just Tom Hanks having a blast and just his mom and dad fighting in the corner, crying.
think about it. His mom and dad have a newborn, roughly, like maybe
It's
his
a baby,
sister's
definitely.
two.
Yeah,
Not
baby.
even.
All
yeah.
right, and their child son is not just missing, has been confirmed
vanished.
kidnapped,
Banished.
and
Oh,
they're
look,
just.
you know what? I think we should not waste this. I'm telling you, it's too good. This is too good.
It is.
Your pick.
It's too good of a
Is your
pick.
pick?
All right, that's the pick. It's big. It's big.
The next one is gonna be big.
Well, the early internet has one of those great alternate trailers. You guys remember that?
Oh sure.
Big was an alternate trailer next to like how they did The Shining as a rom-com.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Back in the bunker days, Matt did a horror trailer version of our Pippi Longstocking because we did an episode about Pippi Longstocking, about the new adventures of Pippi Longstocking, and he whipped up a horror trailer. It's probably still on YouTube somewhere.
House Get Made has a great one where they do a David Lynch trailer of the movie Ladybugs.
Amazing.
They play it before the live shows. I don't know if they ever put it up online, but it's like perfectly with the music, and that movie has like weird Lynchian shots to it, but it's Rodney Dangerfield with a bunch of fucking... Actually, that would be my pick. Fucking Ladybugs with Rodney is a horror movie.
Hell yeah. Any movie where young girls have to be around Rodney Dangerfield.
Burn your bras!
Seems so terrible.
You got the vote! Burn your bras! Actual line in that movie, he says to
young ladies.
Yeah, no, How to Get Made already covered that episode perfectly with Patton Oswalt. I'll think of something better, but let's do big. No, Eternal Sunshine is a great pick. It was also like, you guys ever just like, when you circle around and then you watch something really good and you go, oh, it's just nice to watch a good movie.
Yeah, absolutely. It just,
That's
like
how
I said,
feel.
it's just been too long since I watched this movie. You know, it's good timing.
It's good stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, so let's give it a rate. I'm kidding.
All right,
good.
let's rate it, guys.
I like now we're starting out. I feel like most episodes these days, me and Brian start off with our rating being like, I liked it on Letterboxd and I was trying to get it to here, but I couldn't get it to here before we even begin.
I feel like I'm always giving a 3, man.
3 is about where I live.
I live in 3.5. That's where I live.
So I said, we
I
need
think
quarters.
I'm just too easy on movies. If a movie is like competent and just not offensive, that's a 3.
We need quarters.
I gave a 1 to
It would change the game
because I caved and I watched Scream 7 because have you ever been to like
it's so bad.
You're fucking scrolling through movies after movies and I was like, ooh, I want to watch that, but I don't want to watch that right now. And then Scream 7 was just there and I was just hit play. And Sidney Prescott is married to Joe McHale after a hair transplant that's trying to act serious. And I could not fucking get over it. It was so bad. The movie was like bad after bad after bad after bad after bad.
It's terrible. It's a terrible movie.
And it's the most successful one.
Like I was like, fuck it. If I like it, I'm like, I don't have social media anymore. I can like it because nobody's gonna know.
Nobody can judge me.
All right.
Fuck God can judge me.
All right, Jusef, I have a question for you since you saw Scary Movie, the new Scary Movie.
Yeah.
Also, the movie's not good. Maybe laughed a couple times. But they had a better Ghostface reveal than Scream 7. I saw a tweet about that, but when I actually saw it in theater, Scream 7 was the one immediately that they pop up on screen and go, oh, it's them. No red herrings, no anything. It's them. I don't care what's going to happen. It's them.
The thing about, like we talked about before when we were doing our Scream episode, that it's just become a Scooby-Doo franchise. It's like the people you see that are new, that aren't in the main cast, that show up in the first 10 minutes, it's going to be one of them. That's one of them's the killer.
The thing about Scary Movie before we leave, because we're never going to talk about a Scary Movie, is my wife was like, "Oh, we should watch it," and I was like, "All right, fine." And I came into the movie thinking, "Oh, it's going to be offensive." You know, like the joke. I was like,
it definitely wants you to think that,
and it's not.
No, because that's
it seems very kind of offensive in the way an unfunny person thinks they're being offensive.
That's what I'm saying.
Yes,
I was prepared for being like, ooh, that's okay, that's. But I was not prepared for. God damn, that was a bad fucking joke.
Well,
just lazy jokes, just not funny.
Fucking bad joke.
The big criticism is they're just bad jokes. And I'm going to use this platform to talk about this at this moment.
Go for it.
Marlon Wayans has been running around being like, the Wayans are funny. We take it back from the Wayans. Like, no. When you guys were young men, this when your humor was peaking and you were able to do it. Watch Don't Be a Menace. Top tier comedy. Don't Be a Menace.
The Wayne Brothers show.
Yeah, Wayne Brothers show's great. And then you've been running around. And they failed. They made the mistake. They made the mistake all parody movies or a lot of parody movies forget to do, is actually make it around a movie other than just going, here's this reference. So if they took even some of those lazy
plot, you still need a plot.
If they just even gave it a plot, and I like 3 too without them. 1 to 3 Scary Movie all have a semblance of a plot with jokes in it. And don't just rely on fart and dick jokes, which are funny, but don't just rely on, hey, the Michael Jackson movie's kind of popular right now. Let's cram this in the movie for some reason.
I'm sorry, I laughed at that one.
I did laugh at it. It's funny, but it's clearly
But it's also not horror. It doesn't have anything to do with scary movies. It doesn't have anything to do with parodying or satirizing scary movies.
That was the joke, I think, of the movie.
The Jermaine Jackson joke. No, it was funny because it's the Jermaine Jackson. But I'm trying to get here.
I laughed twice. Count it.
Or
twice. Jermaine, and when she's putting her in the body bag.
Oh, that was funny.
Only 2 times.
It pissed me off even too of you're doing a Ma thing. They're doing the whole thing with Ma. They don't do anything with it other than other than that Regina Hall is black and Ma was a black character. So
and she's got kind of that funny Anton Chigurh haircut, so that's like visually humorous.
But the movie's 8 years old.
Right, and it wasn't a hit.
It wasn't
like a hit.
No, same with
it's got a little cult following, and I'm sure in the black community, I'm sure they like Ma.
No, I
wasn't
like Ma.
like a
I
big,
actually like
it didn't
Ma.
like.
No,
oh, I thought Ma was fine, but I'm just saying like
it's weird.
It doesn't have the cachet of a fucking Scream movie.
It's like the way they bring in like even Get Out, right? It's like Get Out's an almost 10-year-old movie, and when he goes in the second place, it's a fucking K-pop Demon Hunters
that was rough.
bit, which it makes no sense. It's terrible.
It was rough.
No, because that's just them going, "What's popular? What's
But
something
that's
that
just
everybody
saying.
knows?"
My point of the rant is if they just stuck with a structured story and then cram jokes in it, like good ones, like Not Another Teen Movie.
Well, literally, do what you did with Scream, and you're already making Sydney a Laurie Strode. So just do New Halloween. Follow the
They
structure
should have done
of
New Halloween and not Scream.
But don't do Scream. Still make it Ghostface, but have Ghostface be treat him like new Michael Myers.
Brian.
First one is Scream. The second one is a haunted house movie. The third one is Signs, with elements of other movies, which makes sense.
Brian's right though. So Jusef saw it in the sense of they did copy the beats of that Scream 5 or whatever. It's the same beats to the point where the kid playing the Mason Good character is like, they're like, oh, he goes, I think he's one of the Wayne's like kids. He was like, I just watched that guy, the Mason Good and act and just mimicked his stuff, and I'm like, yeah, and you were great at doing that.
Joe, guess his age.
That him?
Yeah.
26.
He is 36 years old.
Holy shit.
Looks good for 36.
And he was playing a teen?
He looks fucking 20-something.
He looks like early 20s, yeah.
Wow. Good for him.
He's the son, I thought he was a son of the Damon, I think it is.
Damon,
I would say he was Damon's son.
No, Damon Wayans Jr., I know who he is.
A sister. He's...
She was in that too. Kim was in that too.
Kim Wayans, in my opinion, maybe the most underrated Wayans. She was so funny on In Living Color.
Her character actually, I laughed at those. She stole the movie.
She was so good in Living Color, and she never made the transition into the movies like the other guys did. And she pops up cameos, but never really seemed to have a big part. And I'm man, she's so good.
She plays it.
Yeah.
She played a disinterested nurse.
Before we leave, the third joke that I laughed at was the Get Out running joke.
That was good. There's jokes in it that are good. It's just but you know what it's doing? It was a hit, and now we're getting all of those old comedies are coming back for sequels. We already did this with the Zoolanders and the Dumb and Dumbers. It did very well.
I'm struggling with I'm happy I'm off social media. Honestly, I feel mentally I'm a lot better.
Yeah.
But
it's
every
hard
now
to
and
keep
then
up.
somebody tells me something, and I would go fuck. I used to be plugged into the Matrix. I would have known this before you knew it.
No, it did financially well, and then it has a thing which a negative. This episode's pretty short to begin with, but things that happen with comedies today, in the sense there's so few of them, where if people do criticize them, people go, "What? It's comedy. You're supposed to be laughing." Try to make it Teflon to them, where it's but it wasn't a good comedy.
It was bad.
Well, and also, not only this, but you got to remember Naked Gun was just a big hit too, and same kind of vibe.
Naked Gun,
and that was great. That was hysterical.
Naked Gun was very good, though. Yeah,
it was good.
Yorma knows how to make a movie. That's why.
Oh, that was Kiva though. Yorma made the new
sorry.
Yorma made the new one with Jason Segel, which is fun too. If you guys haven't watched that, that's fun. That Over Your Dead Body, that's a fun one.
I gotta watch that still too.
I didn't like it.
Anyway, we love our Lonely Island guys. Watch Eternal Sunshine. This was a spooky episode. Kinda. All right. Anyway,
I like this idea that Jusef came up with. Good idea.
Very good
Jusef.
idea.
It was fun.
Keeps the bar. Brian and I can still pepper in. We don't have to rebrand. We don't have to rebrand. It's nice.
Don't forget about me.
Never.
All right. Well,
never.
We'll see you next month, and then Jusef, we'll see you in July. Bye.
Birthday month.
Stay frightful.
Stay frightful, everybody.
Bye.